creatives that are making a mark on the planet by standing in your own lane and holding space for your own truth, your own voice, your own gifts, your inner knowing and awareness that for some time has been getting through challenges stronger, deeper, more deliberate, and that therefore we're conscious. And we know that consciousness does become stronger when it is pushed through a challenge. Pain is a great awakener. And so therefore, that's probably why we will have painful events that are really calling us to waken up, to wake up, wake up. And so I have been deeply on a path, ciao Aura, welcome goddess, of awakening the inner knowing, the inner awareness that allows the feminine aspects of me, welcome, to gain leverage in a system of thousands and thousands and thousands of years of having the masculine be leveraged. And even to the extent, if we can think of how far we've come from in the 60s, 70s of women still, we went forward still using our masculine. And it's hello goddess. So it's been really all about the masculine. And women kind of had a breakthrough where suddenly they could access their inner masculine and join the workforce and be part of, making important decisions in the world. And so that was super necessary. And, we're going to stand here and sit and receive the blessings of that because, grateful and thankful to all the pioneers that allowed that to happen is why I can sit here and speak about the value of the feminine and how she needs to be heard, how she needs to be honored, how she needs to have a voice in the world. And so it's to the, inner masculine in me that is holding space for me, as in my feminine soul, that in a world where we have so heavily relied on the masculine, this part of us has yet to fully come into the world with all of her glory. And goddess, she deserves it. Goddess, you deserve it. You deserve to have your feminine voice and gifts deeply heard and in resonance with this earth, with the time that we're in, with the challenges that are being presented to us, and if the solutions at hand are not necessarily being accessed by the masculine in ways that we necessarily feel comfortable with or approve of, there might be a reason, and it might be really your time. It might be your time to take that stand for your own feminine feelings, your own feminine intuition. Now, I'm not saying that intuition is going to override the logical mind. Of course not. We, of course, need our logical, rational mind. Yes. However, for some good time, the logical mind has been doing that to the intuitive mind. And so this is where we want to create harmony. We want to balance. The intuitive, the rational, logical, they have to work in tandem. And so the intuitive mind of the feminine is where we are going, where we are now, what we must listen to, what we must pick up tools on how to access it, because accessing your intuitive mind is going to require you to do things very differently than how you accessed your very external, go get it, logical, analytical, linear, hunter approach of the masculine. We were trained in that. We became very good at that. If you're on here, you're probably a very, successful, externally business-oriented, all the great things in the world. Yet you might be sensing there is a suffering of that. There is a burnout in that world. There is a no longer necessarily even in service to the feminine. And as we are the creatrix, as we our body, as we are the great grandmother here, we can start to be very conscious and aware that this earth is we are part of it. We are part of it. And whatever is going to happen on this earth needs to be in support, in great support to life, to our purpose, to the soul, to the spirit, to the evolution. Yes, because we're not just here now to be in survival mode. No. You know, it's not about just who has the bigger car and whatever. Like, that may have been impressive in the 60s. But it's not really at this moment. I think you can all feel that. We love our beautiful things. We love being surrounded by beauty. But that never means that would never require a destruction to the planet in order for that to become. So now we're like, okay, we know that. We sense that. We sense that we can create beauty. We are beauty. So how do we honor who we are, our nature, our innate nature, our creative nature? We are creators. Yes, once again, so clearly, I'm sure it's so clearly to you all, is that it is accessing the feminine way of creating, the feminine way of doing, which is about beingness. And we have all really, you know, there's so much contraction and so much resistance to the world of the feminine that it's really going to be a lot of unlearning, undoing. And welcome, Isabella. So let me just start off with the fact that as I left to Italy in 2009, and I was immersed in a deep practice called Feldenkrais, which is a somatic practice. So it was getting back into my body that really got me to enter the space of beingness. Beingness, space, beingness. What does that mean? Well, first and foremost, we know that our body is like a micro universe. We are made of mostly space. So the element of bringing our mind and our awareness to drop into this immense space of our entire system here is a simple shift. So it is a simple shift. So it's an invitation. This is an awareness practice to invite the heavy use of the mind and bring that into a far deeper space of the body. And this is where we come into this quality of awareness. And awareness is key, because through awareness, we can make new choices. We cannot choose something new if we are not aware that we can make a choice. And often we are stuck in the same patterns of trying to make something happen by pushing against, which is more resistance. What you resist persists, and more frustration. And actually, if anything, that's how we expand the problem, because what you focus on grows. And I think that's what we can all feel. Do you all feel that? Yeah, you're all with me on that? And how icky that feels. And actually, it's a bit violating, you know, if you're pushing on things and pushing through. And it's like, once again, back in the same paradigm where the feminine is not being listened to or heard. And that's within yourself. It's within yourself. Hello, welcome, Maggie. Hi, darling. So within ourself, we have experienced this sense of the feminine being undermined. You know, the feminine is felt. It's the feelings in our body. It's the feelings connected to our heart space. And it's that caring, nurturing, mothering, because we are mothers and we are stewards of protecting what is on this earth. And therefore there is a deep connection to care, to nourish. And it's the feminine way of creating. However, this aspect has been so denied and even diminished that it's almost even, there is like a wound in the feminine. We carry a wound that has, it's the feminine wound, and it's where we lose our power. It's where we're actually even, it's like there's a leak. And where there is a leak, it's that there's even mythical stories about it, like the key that won't stop bleeding. It's a really kind of scary story, but it's about like the maiden being married off to a prince who goes into the castle, and then she realizes, yeah, it was not the best idea, and she gets a key, and the key won't stop bleeding. And, okay, it's a long story. I can get into that one. A little fairy tale to wake us all up. But the point is that when there is the unconscious feminine, the wounded feminine, there is this sensation of disempowerment that it's kind of painful to have to look at it, because it's like a festering wound. But festering wound doesn't just heal by leaving the festering wound and just pretending it's not there, and then let's put a band-aid on it, and let's just put another thing on it, and let's just make it look prettier, and let's like just pretend it, and that's the world we live in. Sorry to be so dark, but that's what your mama does to you, right? She kind of wakes you up. So I want you to take this opportunity to look within yourself and see where you are denying that feminine voice, where you are denying those emotions that tell you what is what. We are very discerning creatures, but we have places that we are not willing to look at, and therefore they become where we imprison ourselves. So we are feeling powerless, we're stuck, we're in fear, and that can create a sense of anxiety, back to powerlessness. And so, and then we're just we just kind of want to like cover it with something, cover it with whatever will make this discomfort go away. Well, I'm inviting you to move into the discomfort and be willing to try something new. Be willing to try something new. Just a willingness in and of itself opens the door, because you're saying, hey, knock, knock, I'm willing to be available for myself. As you take that ownership back over your own body, over your own emotions, over your own knowingness, all of it, the feminine comes alive. The feminine comes back. She says, oh God, there's someone here for me. There's someone listening to me. It's you. You're listening to you. How beautiful. And guess what? Whatever you give yourself, the world mirrors it back. So it is like, hallelujah. The angels come and start singing to you, because it's like, finally, woman, you're realizing that it was always you. It was always you. Just you against you, and what are you going to do? And if you're so brave and courageous, you're going to be the warrior who slays the dragon, who's telling you a bunch of things that are not true about yourself, that you can't do it, that nobody's going to listen to you. Your voice is unimportant. Oh God, anyone wants to throw in some comments of all the limiting beliefs that our mind will try to tell us? And that's the dragon we have to slay. You can do it. And when you do, suddenly there is like a literal window that opens, and there is the divine voice. It's like, okay, it's like the heavens come to you, because you were willing to go into the depth. You were willing to go into the deep. You created that kind of tenacity. You have to have as much tenacity to look into the dark as also you have to have tenacity to hold the light, because the light is power, my loves. And if you're going to be in power, then you have to have that capability to discern what to do with it. I think there's like the Disney Mickey Apprentice's hat. Is that it? When he finds the book of the big magician, and then he doesn't know what to do, and he creates a big chaos, and then he, does anyone watch that? I remember I had this book as a child, and I adored it. And I now I'm starting to understand it from an adult level of like, wow, power is no little thing. However, you're here on this planet to contribute your power, to help, to serve yourself. There's a grace that really is called from you, because it is so powerful that at the same time we have to kind of like hold it with grace and have the tenacity, in the sense of have the poise to be able to discern what to do with it, and stand boldly in your truth. Because of course the world is going to come up and rub against you and test you, and of course there's going to be challenges, and that's just to make you get stronger. So truly, it's all good. It is all good. It is all good. And I want to give you this deep, oh ciao, hello, hi Mirko, hi everyone around the world. So I want to give you this invitation. I do have a program, a one-on-one, to work with me, because with the guidance, with someone who witnesses you witnessing yourself, is a lot easier to find where you are not doing that. Because we have blind spots, right? We all have blind spots. I do. I for sure do. And I've invested tons of money into my coaches. So I don't want you to shy away from putting yourself in new situations that might feel slightly uncomfortable, because you were not told maybe that this is something you should have to do. You're kind of like given sort of just the same route, but there is now new routes. There are new ways, new paths. And as you commit to your soul, as you commit to your feminine power and your voice and your gifts and the nourishment and the discernment and following the path of high truth, the truest truth for you, yes? Well, that's when people will come onto your path. So I think they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yes? Okay. Well, I invite you to work with me. I would be very deeply honored to be your mentor on this path of deep discernment and unveiling and healing whatever kind of things have gotten in the way of you understanding that you are the author of your life. You are the authority. But the authority, the beauty of the feminine is that we are so, we're so agreeable. We agree. We don't want to rock the boat. We just want to go along. And that can be actually, that can be actually the most beautiful thing. That could be the most beautiful thing. But it really depends who you're being agreeable with, who you're surrendering to. Are you surrendering to the highest? This is the gift of the feminine, is that we can surrender. We have access to divine wisdom. That maybe, and I know there's some men on here, but I'm just saying, you masculines are going to have to connect to your feminine, I think, to be able to do this. But through the feminine, we are connected to the very source of life. And if we were to surrender to oh my god, I'm getting just the shivers. I'm getting my arm. I just had literally like my whole body was shake. Like I had a shake happen. And this is what I mean. It's through our bodies that we will feel what is right, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. We're meant to listen to that. We are meant to listen to the feelings that run through us and surrender to the highest. I expect good things for you all. And I send you love on this Venerdi Friday night. Thank you for jumping on here. So many blessings. I believe in you. I believe in your life, in your life force, and your calling. I really call you to step into it, whatever that is for you, whatever that means. Yeah, I send you deep blessings, and thanks for jumping on here. Lots of love. Let's say hi, little Bizous. Ciao, belly. Grazie. Leave me a comment what you got from this. I would love to hear more from you. You can DM me if you have any questions about my one-on-one program. It's called the Soulful Feminine. The link is in the bio. If you want to leave a message about, if you had any questions about this or concerns, things that are, you know, holding you back possibly, and what you would love to be moving forward on, I would love to hear about it. Leave me a comment, and we will stay in touch. Hopefully sooner is the touched part. Okay, love. Ciao. Buonasera, buonasera. Bye.